extended forecast. Coming up, more local information here on the Weather Channel. Get a good start to your morning with this morning's weather. 25 and 58 minutes after every hour, between 5 a.m. and 11 a.m. Eastern, only on the Weather Channel.
Miserable sinus and nasal congestion? If you think prescription-strength medicine will bring you relief, you're absolutely right. Now, Tavis D, in its full prescription strength, is available without a prescription. Just one tablet helps relieve 12 hours worth of painful congestion and sneezing.
That's absolutely right.
Tavis D, and now for allergy sufferers, Tavis 1. Both, one tablet, 12 hours, and no prescription.
Look for Tavis at these fine stores.
America. You work hard for your money. You deserve a beach. Panama City Beach, Florida. America's travel writers voted Panama City Beach the #1 beach value in the country. Crystal clear water, dazzling sugar white sand, and that warm Florida sunshine. We deliver more fun. More beach for your money. Panama City Beach, Florida. Call 1-800-PC-BEACH.
Panama City Beach is home to the world's most beautiful beaches. Call 1-800-PC-BEACH for information.
Our satellite photograph shows now which is over South Georgia, the storm which will be called the Great Storm of 1993. Blizzard conditions from Birmingham to Atlanta to the northeast. Let's check out some of the forecasts.
Look closely. Can you tell the difference between these two contact lenses? They're the same prescription, the same brand name, but this lens cost 50% less and was delivered by Federal Express right to my front door. That's the Lens Express difference. Great savings and great service. Hi, I'm Linda Carter. I wear contact lenses, and I wouldn't trust these eyes to just anyone. I call Lens Express and get my replacement contacts delivered to me the very next day. It's terrific.
Call for this free Lens Express catalog. It's full of savings on contact lenses. All the top brands, like AccuView, Ciba, Bausch & Lomb, Wesley Jessen. And because they're sent directly to you, you'll save up to 50% off the retail price.
I trust these baby blues to Lens Express. Look closely, and you'll see one very satisfied customer.
Now you can replace your contacts as often as your doctor recommends and save. Call for a free Lens Express catalog.
Now, your local forecast, accurate and dependable from the Weather Channel. Coming up, a look at your local radar. But first, the 36-hour forecast from the National Weather Service. Extended forecast. local weather updates here on the Weather Channel. From the Weather Channel, America's primary source for weather information, the Weather Classroom, a complete unit for teaching basic meteorology, climatology, and our environment. The Weather Classroom, an 80-page, fully illustrated textbook workbook with experiments and activities to let students enjoy a hands-on, up-close experience with weather. The Weather Classroom, a regular on-air program with exciting and dramatic examples of weather in action. Find out how you can offer the Weather Classroom to your students. Contact your local cable operator right away. It's not easy knowing how to dress your kids for school every day. Will it rain? Will it storm? Will it be cool? Will it be warm? Don't despair. Dressing your kids for school can be downright elementary when you watch the school day forecast on the Weather Channel. So make it a rule to see us before you see them off. The school day forecast, weekday mornings, 35 minutes after the hour on the Weather Channel. Weather you can always turn to.
You spent a pile of money on your car. But the wrong gasoline could blow everything. May we suggest Chevron with Techroline for protection that helps keep your investment intact. Chevron, simply smarter.
Visit your local Chevron dealer today.
And good morning. Thanks for tuning into the Weather Channel. I tell you what, the storm of the century now moving across the southeastern United States, dumping very heavy snows from North Georgia on back toward even the panhandle of Florida, reporting in with some snow. We have seen record snows in Birmingham, Alabama, with 13 inches there, a couple of inches as far south as Mobile, Alabama, and blizzard-like conditions throughout most of the southeast right now. Atlanta, Georgia coming in with about 5 inches of snow on the ground. It's still snowing, and the winds are howling on through the area. We're going to continue to see this blizzard-like weather throughout the day, and this is now moving into the mid-Atlantic. Already some heavy snows moving into the D.C. area, as well as into New York City, where we've come in with about 3 inches at LaGuardia Airport. They are just starting up the snows, so this shows you just a sign of things to come as this thing continues to move to the northeast. Here's a look at the radar then, and you can see how things are tapering off across Mississippi, but picking up in the mid-Atlantic.
Skiers, call 1-900-WEATHER for detailed regional ski forecast to help you choose when and where to ski. 95 cents a minute, 1-900-WEATHER.
Brittany Jewels combines a tradition of excellence with custom jewelry designs that are as individual and stylish as you are. We use only the highest quality materials available, including perfectly cut diamonds, to create uniquely designed jewelry just for you. Others may copy our designs, but they can't copy our craftsmanship and quality. Brittany Jewels, Old Lafayette Village and Upper Montclair.
Harry! Looks like my brother Tom lost his dog again. Harry! Looks like a job for invisible fencing.
Well, dog's already invisible.
Invisible fencing's an unseen barrier that'll keep Harry safely on the property.
And it's invisible?
Yeah, it goes around the house, across the driveway.
If I can't see it, how do I find one? Harry! Harry! Oh, Harry!
Invisible Fence of Northwest New Jersey. Call 201-383-0068.
I can't get over this invisible fencing.
And neither can Harry.
You're watching the Weather Channel for accurate forecasts at your convenience. Weather you can always turn to. Now, your local forecast, accurate and dependable from the Weather Channel. Coming up, a look at your local radar. But first, the 36-hour forecast from the National Weather Service. Special regional information. The regional forecast. Coming up, the latest weather information here on the Weather Channel.
The reason so many people find great vacation values in Florida is because it's Florida. The reason so many Floridians find the same values on Lee Island coast is because it's Florida's Florida. Lee Island coast. Everything Florida is, everything Florida was. See Florida, coast to coast to coast. For a free vacationer's guide, call 1-800-533-4753, extension 7.
This report was sponsored by the Lee Island Coast and State of Florida. Call for free vacation guides.
From the achy breaky to the tush push, country line dancing is sweeping across America like an Oklahoma dust storm. And now you can learn America's most popular new dances right in your own home with this great new video from Quality. Meet Diane Horner. Diane's unique teaching method will have you country line dancing in minutes. It's easy and fast. In no time at all, you'll be doing the electric slide, slap leather, honky-tonk stomp, tush push, and of course, the achy breaky. We start with simple individual dance steps and patterns at a slow beginner's beat. Then put them all together into the full dance. Finally, we show you the complete line dance, repeating the patterns over and over so you can practice right along with us. Order now and we'll send you a second hot country video. Country partner dancing, absolutely free. Here's how to order.
Call 1-800-356-0600. Order today and receive Country Line Dancing and Country Partner Dancing. 2 videos for $19.95 plus $4 shipping and handling. Call now or send check or money order to the address shown on your screen.
Thanks for joining us here at the Weather Channel. We would like to apologize first for being off the air for a while. The reason, well, some of the great storm of 93 took a bite out of the Weather Channel, knocked the power out for a while. Let's take a look at some of the scenes. Earlier, this was several hours ago, about 2 hours ago at the Weather Channel. You can see the snow coming down, and this is when it was just starting. Blizzard conditions around Atlanta today, blizzard conditions around Birmingham, Alabama, and now Birmingham, Alabama has reported that this is the worst snowstorm in their history of snow, or measuring snowfall. Blizzard conditions all the way through the Appalachians today and to the Northeast. If you live in Boston, Philadelphia, Baltimore, Washington, you're going to see a lot of snow today. Good chance of 6 to 12 inches. Let's see where it is on radar right now, and we'll follow that storm right on up the coast. Currently, the center of low pressure over east central Georgia, snowing through the Gulf Coast, down to the Gulf Coast. It is snowing in Tallahassee, Florida. Has snowed across the Panhandle with some light accumulations. Mobile, Alabama, 2 inches of snow. Montgomery, at least 4 inches of snow. Birmingham, Alabama, 13 inches. Chattanooga, approaching a foot. 1 to 2 feet of snow now reported in portions of northern Alabama, North Georgia, through the Smokies, right on up into areas of West Virginia. Mount Mitchell, one of the highest mountains in North Carolina, reporting drifts to 5 feet. The storm is just getting started. And this is what is heading up toward the Northeast. Baltimore, Washington, Philadelphia, New York City, Boston, all be prepared for a very bad storm coming up today. Let's take a look at it currently. There it is over South Georgia. The central and west relatively quiet, but the southeast currently taking a beating. And again, the snow now all the way down to the Gulf Coast. That is how powerful this storm is. And this will be remembered as the great storm of 1993 as we see the storm wrap right on up the coast. Snowfall amounts will be in the 6 to 12 inch range through quite a few locations. Not only is the snow a problem, but also coastal flood watches still in effect from Apalachicola, Florida, over to Cape Sable, Florida, after some very heavy thunderstorms last night, especially along the west coast of Florida from Appalachian Bay down to around the Bradenton area. Following the wind up the coast from Watch Hill through the Carolina coast, winds will be very gusty. Some cases, the winds will be gusting over hurricane force off the coast of Louisiana earlier today, or I should say early last night into the overnight hours, winds gusting near 100 miles per hour. Here's some of the totals. Again, we can update a few of these. Birmingham now at least 13 inches. More snow. It is going to be heavy. Pittsburgh all the way up to Maine, looking at blizzard conditions, likely more than a foot of snow. Keep it here at the Weather Channel today. We'll keep you updated on this great storm.
How many bowls of this cereal would it take to equal the nutritional value of the fresh fruit, eggs, grits, and bacon on Shari's Breakfast Bar? Well, it depends on how big your bowl is. Cereal, bananas, peaches, melons, fruit salad, cottage cheese, bacon, scrambled eggs, sausage, potatoes, blueberry muffin, biscuits, country milk gravy, Ritz.
Shoney's Breakfast Bar, the best breakfast in town.
Now, your local forecast, accurate and dependable from the Weather Channel. Coming up, a look at your local radar. But first, the current local conditions. The regional forecast. Your local 36-hour forecast from the National Weather Service. Extended forecast. Coming up, more local information here on the Weather Channel. For the latest winter weather forecasts, cold weather alerts, and wind chill forecasts, tune to the Weather Channel at 48 past the hour for the winter weather update, only on the Weather Channel.
And now it's time for the Michelin Drivers Report, brought to you by Michelin and your participating Michelin dealers.
Good morning, folks. Travel probably unadvised to even leave the house today. We have got several inches, record-setting snows. Birmingham, Alabama coming in with 11 or 13 inches of snow. That is an all-time record for them. The snow is coming down very hard now from Columbus to Atlanta to Asheville. We are talking major snows here all the way to the Gulf Coast. Please be careful, folks. Let's use our head. Let's just stay home today and keep it tuned to the Weather Channel. We'll keep you updated on this big storm. Blizzard-like conditions with the winds coming in very strong. We're going to see blizzard-like conditions from the southeast all the way into the northeast. Very heavy snows right now around the nation's capital, starting to move into New York City now with the heavy snows, and we're going to continue to see that as we could see totals upwards of 1 to 2, sometimes 3 feet, especially in the mountainous regions. So continue to watch here at the Weather Channel. Blizzard conditions right on through tonight and into tomorrow morning as we watch this very powerful storm continue to churn its way up the Atlantic seaboard. Rainy travel confined basically to the east coast, and we could even see isolated thunderstorms east North Carolina.
For regional Michelin drivers reports, call the Weather Channel Connection, 1-900-WEATHER.
Let it rain. Let it snow. You've got Michelin's new all-season MXV4. A luxury performance tire with a very special feature. Climate control. Michelin. Because so much is riding on your tires.
Find Michelin tires at this dealer near you, because so much is riding on your tires.
Now, your local forecast, accurate and dependable from the Weather Channel. The current local conditions. Regional conditions. Your local 36-hour forecast from the National Weather Service. special regional information. The regional forecast. The forecast for cities nationwide. The extended forecast. Your region's long-range outlook. Stay tuned for more weather coverage on the Weather Channel.
You're watching the Weather Channel. Weather you can always turn to for accurate, dependable weather forecasts 24 hours a day.
This morning's weather is sponsored by 100% Colombian coffee, the richest coffee in the world.
Good Saturday morning. It is March the 13th, and it is 9 o'clock in the east, 6 a.m. in the west. Thanks for tuning into the Weather Channel. Rick Griffin and Vivian Brown along with you for the next hour. We have a major storm system in the east, one of the biggest storms this century now, moving out of Georgia into South Carolina, and it's going to track up the eastern seaboard today. Details on what's going on right now in just a minute. We can see the view from above and a nice classic comma-shaped textbook signature of a very intense, very tightly wound up low pressure system now that's crossing the Savannah River over into South Carolina. Now the midsection of the country is in pretty good shape, and you can see some clouds rolling into the west, but there's really only a little bit of light rain from Arcata up to Crescent City in northwestern sections of California, and a little snow over the interior. That'd be at Baker, Oregon, and Meacham, Oregon as well. Let's look at the northeast quarter of the nation. First of all, we'll check it out. Now, Maine and New Hampshire and Vermont, as well as upstate New York, the clouds are thickening up. Snow is not too far away. It's snowing already at Glens Falls, down to New York City. Heavy snow at Philadelphia, Lititz, Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh. Heavy snow at Dulles Airport, west of Washington, D.C. And we have moderate to heavy snow right down the spine of the Appalachians into western North Carolina and East Tennessee. This is a massive storm system, and you can see the precipitation spreading way out in advance of the main low pressure area now, which continues to wind up over southeastern sections of Georgia. Already, cities like Augusta in Georgia have set their all-time record lowest air pressure, as the center of the low came very close to Augusta this morning, and in fact is moving just southeast of the city right now. In advance of the storm, warm air coming in off the Atlantic. We have rain falling from Cape Hatteras back to Charlotte and Raleigh-Durham in North Carolina. Heavy rains now around Augusta, Georgia. Savannah is raining, but in the colder air it is snow. Snow from Roanoke to Asheville to Atlanta with whiteout conditions this morning. The combination of moderate to heavy snowfall, strong and gusty winds producing blizzard-like conditions over the Atlanta metro area right now. And in fact, a blizzard warning is in effect. Snow continues back through Alabama, and there's been even a little bit of snow in western Florida this morning at Crestview, Pensacola, and now the snow has started to fly around the Tallahassee area too. Let's get a check on the video. This is just outside the Weather Channel offices in Vinings, Georgia, which is on the northwest side of Atlanta. You know, it rained most of the night, but about 4 or 5 in the morning, the precipitation changed over to snow. And since then, it has been a winter wonderland here in the Atlanta area with snow and blowing snow, and at times visibility reduced to near zero in the blizzard-like conditions here in North Georgia. Check out some of the storm totals so far. Now, Birmingham should be 13 inches of snow. Snow continues there. Asheville's up to a foot. Chattanooga, Tennessee, at least 11 inches now. That's the new update. 3 to 4 inches at Montgomery, Alabama, and 2 inches so far at Mobile, Alabama, right on the Gulf Coast. A snowy Saturday morning in southern Alabama. Well, we have some quiet weather to talk about, too, over the northern plains. It's cold and it's windy, but the sun is out in many areas, and the storm, of course, is well off to your east. And no particular weather problems here today, except the fact that it started out at 17 below zero at International Falls, Minnesota, which was a record low temperature. Out to the west, plateau's looking good, high pressure in control. Well, we have a little moisture moving into northern California with some rain at Crescent City and Arcata, and a little snow falling up towards Mount Shasta and in the northern Sierra. But this is really a very minor system coming into the west. The focus, again, is the eastern storm, which is setting records right now and stands to be one of the strongest, if not the strongest storm of the century for the eastern seaboard. And we'll certainly keep you up to date on the system. Now, temperatures in the southeast vary widely. In the warm sector on the east side of the storm, it's 60 degrees at Charleston, South Carolina, while with snow and wind, it's 34 degrees in Atlanta. Snowy around the nation's capital, snowing at New York City, snowing right now just a little east of Cincinnati. While the sun is out at Kansas City and Detroit, Denver, I should say, 14 and 12 degrees respectively, and it's 34 degrees out at Salt Lake City. Let's get a look at the forecast. In the forecast, we're going to watch the storm system move up the east coast. By midday today in the southeastern part of North Carolina, by the afternoon, the storm center just east of the nation's capital, and by Sunday morning around Albany in upstate New York. North and west of the track, heavy snow. East of the track and right along the storm center track, the snow will change to rain. And of course, there will be strong and gusty winds and a definite threat of coastal flooding and beach erosion as those strong east to northeast winds come on in off the Atlantic. Precipitation heavy in the east. Rainfall amounts could exceed an inch right near the ocean, and snows inland will be 2 to 3 feet in some areas from West Virginia and northward into Pennsylvania, New York, and New England. Look at the cold air coming down behind the storm. The 20s in North Georgia this afternoon as compared to the 80s out here in the southwest deserts. Cold one coming up in the east and central sections of the nation tonight, and a chilly day in the east on Sunday. Well, we see some moderation as we head into the early part of next week, and it stays warm in the west. Sunday will be windy and snowy in the northeast, windy and drier here, while the west sees a little bit of an increase in moisture.
You should have a classical egg.
Don't you think?
Yes,
Rich and human of that.
yes.
Coffee is served.
Yes, indeed, very rich. Colombian coffee. Excuse me.
100% Colombian coffee, hand-picked by Juan Valdez, the richest coffee in the world.
Look for the symbol of Juan Valdez on these fine 100% Colombian coffee brands.
Coming up, a look at your local radar. But first, the current local conditions. The regional forecast. Your local 36-hour forecast from the National Weather Service. Extended forecast. Your local radar showing any... Coming up, more local information here on the Weather Channel. Dressing your kids for school can be downright elementary when you watch the school day forecast. Weekday mornings, 35 minutes after the hour on the Weather Channel. Weather you can always turn to.
guess the beneficiaries of this big major winter storm will be the ski resorts over the Northeast and New England. We already have the heavy snow moving through the Allegheny Mountains here, and heavy snow in the forecast for the Laurel Mountains, even for the Catskills and the Adirondacks, the Green, the White Mountains, and even the Berkshires of Massachusetts as we go through the next 24 to 36 hours, as the center of the low is right about here now, but it is quickly trekking off to the north, and we're talking about some significant snowfall totals at the ski resorts. Sunday River, they're reporting packed powder conditions. Powder at Okemo, Vermont, with about 8 inches of new snow. Seven Springs, Pennsylvania, also reporting powder conditions. A look at the latest conditions at Waterville Valley, New Hampshire, Sugarbush, Vermont, and Bowen Mountain, Michigan. Take a look at this forecast. 12 inches, perhaps a foot of snow or more for the ski resorts. Even the mountains in Tennessee and northern Georgia here can pick up some heavy amounts of snow, so the ski resorts even that far south can see a late winter ski season. And this will continue through the weekend.
For ski conditions at over 400 other ski areas, call 1-900-WEATHER.
The 1993 LeBaron convertible. Think of it as a Mercedes with an $85,000 rebate.
Chrysler Plymouth, a division of Chrysler Corporation, proudly sponsors the U.S. Men's and Women's Pro Ski Tour.
Call 1-800-528-1234 or your travel agent. Your best bet is the Best Western.
Coming up, a look at your local radar. But first, the 36-hour forecast from the National Weather Service. Extended forecast. Coming up, more local weather updates here on the Weather Channel.
There's a reason more people go to Sears for a new battery.
I can't believe I left my lights on.
Only Sears has the Die Hard. Sears is so confident of Die Hard starting power, if you need a jump, Sears will do it absolutely free. Anytime, anywhere, even if you leave your lights on.
Got stranded once. Never again.
You can count on Die Hard. More power when you need it most.
12 and a half past the hour on this Saturday morning. Let's check out the Florida forecast. And the surface map shows that Florida has had a wide variety of weather this morning due to very intense low pressure now moving through southeastern Georgia. There have been severe thunderstorms. There's been some damage due to severe weather. That was mainly last night in the wee hours of this morning. The main stormy area, the main line of thunderstorms is offshore in advance of the front. Now behind the front, the winds are very strong and gusty, and cold air has dropped the snow into the panhandle. Places like Pensacola have had snow today, Tallahassee and Apalachicola, Panama City too, and reports from Crestview of an inch or two of snow accumulation and gusty winds during the morning hours. So the unsettled weather will persist during the day. Mainly wind and a mix of clouds and sun. with a little precipitation in the north. So we'll look for moderate amounts to low amounts of sunshine today. It may peek through the clouds from time to time. Water temperatures range from the low 60s in the north, mid-60s central areas, Clearwater and Vero Beach, to the low 70s at Key West and Miami Beach. Forecast highs today. It'll struggle to reach 49 at Panama City and 61 degrees at Jacksonville. That 61 at Jacksonville, by the way, will be early this morning, with temperatures tumbling during the late morning and afternoon as the winds shift to the west and the colder air moves in, and some 70s in the south.
Skiers, call 1-900-WEATHER for slope conditions at over 400 ski areas worldwide. 95 cents a minute. That's 1-900-WEATHER.
If you like suspense or music, if you like to laugh or you like action,
I don't think it's nice you laughing.
if you like a good scare or a little romance, if you like more variety, more exclusives and the most movies on pay TV,
You know I do.
then you'll like Cinemax in March. Call now for Cinemax, the best movie network on cable.
Announcing Cable One's Caribbean Fling Sweepstakes. Imagine jetting out to the Caribbean's beautiful beaches and resorts. You can. All you have to do is register at any one of these participating merchants, and you could be the grand prize winner of a Caribbean vacation for two. There's no purchase necessary, and you can enter as many times as you like. Come on, this could be your lucky day. An exotic vacation awaits you. All these participating merchants could make this dream vacation come true. It's all happening now at Cable One's Caribbean Fling Sweepstakes. Enter now. You could be the one.
It's the 5-day business planner here on the Weather Channel at 20 minutes after every hour. You get a comprehensive national report that covers the forecast over the next 5 days. Watch the 5-day business planner coming up soon on the Weather Channel. Coming up, a look at your local radar. But first, the 36-hour forecast from the National Weather Service. Special regional information. The regional forecast. Coming up, the latest weather information here on the Weather Channel.
There's a tornado coming to your video library. Now, a new title from the Weather Channel that you can own on video, The Enemy Wind. 45 minutes of tornado action and 2 thrilling stories. First, follow the exploits of a fearless storm chaser and photographer as he documents the fury of the storm. Then, the Weather Channel production that takes you inside the destructive force of a tornado, The Enemy Wind. How the storm is forecast and the tale of one tornado town. Plus, at no extra charge, the Weather Channel 1993 Tornado Calendar. 13 dramatic photos and dozens of amazing tornado tales. Call 1-800-525-6600 now, and you can own The Enemy Wind and the 1993 Tornado Calendar, all for just $19.95. Call 1-800-525-6600 now and charge by phone or send check or money order to the address on the screen. Call now.
We continue to update you on the major winter storm that has already brought heavy snow over parts of Mississippi, Alabama, northern Georgia, even Tennessee, around Chattanooga. Record 24-hour snowfall there. As much as 13 inches have fallen. We have the center of the low right about here in southeast Georgia. You can see kind of like a dry punch pushing through the area. As a matter of fact, we had explosive thunderstorms and tornadoes that raced through the central and southern parts of Florida. We even had several fatalities from the thunderstorms and tornadoes with the violent weather there. The heavier storms have moved off the coast. That is good news. We still have a little bit of light rain, though, redeveloping in the western parts of the peninsula. But believe it or not, we're talking snow over the panhandle of Florida. Panama City is reporting snow right now, as is Crestview and Pensacola. And, of course, all of this is snow in Alabama and Georgia. Birmingham has already seen 13 inches of snow. and we're talking about the forecast for heavy snow over northwest Georgia, including the Atlanta metro area. They're reporting heavy snow right now with visibilities less than 3/4 of a mile. We pick up more snow in Tennessee and Virginia and North Carolina. More details after this.
Making sure the American dream is passed on to our children is too important a job to leave to others. It's a responsibility we all share as owners of this country. The millions of volunteers of United We Stand America altered the course of our nation's history in the past election. We spelled out the changes that are so urgently needed in our economy, in our government, in our election process. Now we cannot sit back and hope these changes happen. We must join together with even greater resolve to ensure that our elected officials make progress, not just promises. This is why United We Stand America is conducting a nationwide membership campaign. The $15 annual dues will be used to make certain your message on the nation's vital issues continues to be heard. Call the toll-free number or send the $15 membership with your name and address to United We Stand America. This is our chance to pass the American dream on to our children.
What do you do when you travel? What do you see when you travel? Then what makes you think the Travel Channel is just travel? The Travel Channel, more than a place to go, it's the place to be.
For more information on the Travel Channel, please call your local cable system.
Coming up, a look at your local radar. But first, the 36-hour forecast from the National Weather Service. Extended forecast. Coming up, more local weather updates here on the Weather Channel.
The 5-Day Business Planner, sponsored by Best Western. 3,400 locations worldwide. Your best bet is the Best Western. Let's check it out midday today. This is the forecast map. See the record-setting low pressure in the east. Record-setting in the sense that it has produced 13 inches of snow at Chattanooga, Tennessee, which is a 24-hour snowfall record. At least 4 inches at Montgomery, Alabama, which is a 24-hour record for March. And the lowest barometric pressure on record at Augusta, Georgia. Now, low pressure at midday will scoot up into southeast North Carolina to just east of the nation's capital by this afternoon and on into upstate New York by this time tomorrow morning. Around below, rain, snow, and strong, and in some cases, hurricane-force winds. Not only will there be the rain and snow, but the threat of coastal flooding and definite threat of beach erosion with a strong and east to northeast winds. Again, at times up to hurricane force or above. High pressure through the nation's midsection, keeping things chilly, but pretty nice in comparison. While we see a little moisture pushing into the west, scattered showers from northern California into the Pacific Northwest for the second half of the weekend. Now, today's temperatures, we'll see a cold shot dropping down behind the low pressure on the northwest winds. It's in the 20s around Atlanta, Georgia, and Birmingham, Alabama right now, and it should stay below freezing for the balance of the day as the snow tapers off. 20s and 30s eastern seaboard, New York, upstate New York, and New England, single digits and teens today. Teens also for Minnesota and Wisconsin. Farther west, we'll see temperatures moderate to the 30s and 40s over the plateau, and the 70s for the Central Valley of California. 40s there tonight, 50s for the deserts. As we head east to the Rockies, a very cold early Sunday morning with lows from below zero, northern Minnesota and upper Michigan, to the 20s right down to the Gulf Coast waters. Pretty late to have a freeze that far south. Cold day in the east tomorrow. Mild to chilly in the west on Sunday. Monday finds it moderating some temperature-wise in the Great Lakes and Northeast with teens and 20s in the afternoon, but The 20s and 30s here are replaced by 30s, 40s, and 50s to begin the week. And look at the 60s poking all the way up to Denver, Colorado on Monday afternoon. Here's a look at Tuesday and Wednesday. Now, in terms of precipitation, tomorrow, have the big East Coast storm moving up into the upper sections of New York State and western New England. Around it, gusty winds, snow and snow shower activity. Now, while the snow tapers off south of West Virginia, the winds will continue to blow down through northern sections of Florida around the massive circulation. Dry through the nation's midsection tomorrow, while the northwest is wet with a little snow in the higher terrain. Those showers will persist on Monday, while another low pressure trough brings additional precipitation to the east by Wednesday.
Call 1-800-528-1234 or your travel agent. Your best bet is a Best Western.
We had bought Japanese products 5 times, and over the past 12 months or so, the maintenance bills just got to be out of hand.
You're welcome. So this is your new van?
It sure is. You like it?
Boy, that's something. What is this?
Chrysler Town and Country.
I felt pretty strongly about giving America another chance. Chrysler seems to have really been improving their product, and that was exactly what we wanted.
How you doing?
With over 3 million sold, Chrysler's minivans have been a part of more lives than all other minivans combined.
Chrysler Plymouth, a division of Chrysler Corporation, proudly sponsors the U.S. Men's and Women's Pro Ski Tour.
Sponsored by Chrysler Plymouth. In the car business, you lead, follow, or get out of the way.
Some days, this is one tough course. So is this. Whether you're on a downhill run or just a grocery run, you'll stay safe if you stay prepared. Before I get into the starting gate or the driver's seat, I check my equipment. Be sure there's clean contact between your boot and binding. Snow and ice buildup can interfere with the release mechanism. You want effective road contact too, and that means good tread, snow tires, even chains when appropriate. Body heat fogs goggles, so when you're not wearing them, keep them in an outside pocket. Because if your vision's impaired, your safety's impaired. Check your washer fluid and clean your wiper blades often. Downhill racing is all about forward motion, so don't buckle your boots too tightly. When you lean forward, your boots should give a little. But make sure this buckle is snug before you make your run.
Now for the Cyanide Society, here's Michael Learned.
Because I have sinus problems just like you, I want you to know about Maximum Strength Cyanide Gel Caps, the most potent pain and pressure reliever in cyanide history, combined with state-of-the-art gel cap technology. So you get powerful sinus relief that's easy to swallow and won't cause drowsiness. It really works for me, and I hurt just like you. Maximum Strength Cyanide Gel Caps, the potency of cyanide in a patented gel cap.
There's a reason more people go to Sears for a new battery.
I can't believe I left my lights on.
Only Sears has the Die Hard. Sears is so confident of Die Hard starting power, if you need a jump, Sears will do it absolutely free. Anytime, anywhere, even if you leave your lights on.
Got stranded once. Never again.
You can count on Die Hard. More power when you need it most.
The current local conditions. Current regional conditions. Your local 36-hour forecast from the National Weather Service. The forecast for cities nationwide. The extended forecast. Your region's long-range outlook. Stay tuned for more weather coverage on the Weather Channel.
This is the Weather Channel. Weather you can always turn to for accurate weather forecasts at your convenience 24 hours a day.
For joining us on the Weather Channel. You're just in time for this morning's weather, which is sponsored by the Lee Island Coast and State of Florida. Call for free vacationer guides. Let's check on the storm. You'll find the beginnings of the storm and where it is right now. Well, a couple of days ago, we were watching the cold air blending down across the northern Rockies and then seeping over the plain states. That cold air has gotten as far south this morning to the Gulf Coast waters, and we've seen an area of low pressure developing in the western Gulf. That low-pressure system has moved northeast into southern Georgia this morning, and with the cold air, the upper air disturbance moving in the Gulf, we're talking about explosive development up and down the east coast as we go through the next 24 hours. What does this mean? Well, anything from severe thunderstorms, that's what we saw across central and southern Florida, even a couple of tornadoes. Heavy rains can be found, too. Low wind chills with those cold winds and the cold air blowing down over the plain states. Strong winds may exceed some 40, 50, 60, and 70 miles an hour along the coast here of Maine down through New Jersey and even the middle Atlantic coast. So a big storm system, and I'll tell you what, this storm really means business. We had 3 to 6 inches of snow as it pulled across the Rockies, and over the last 48 hours or so, we've had heavy snow in northern Alabama, northern Georgia, even the mountains here of Tennessee. Chattanooga, record 24-hour snowfall totals, some 13 inches of snow we've seen in Chattanooga this morning. So it has been snowing heavily across the south, and that area of low pressure, will show that to you on the satellite picture in a couple of minutes. But this was the scene in Chattanooga. Again, 13 inches of snow, record snowfall as far south as the Chattanooga Choo-Choo. This is not the only area, though. We're talking about heavy snow in Atlanta, blizzard-like conditions. As a matter of fact, blizzard warnings extend as far south as northern Georgia and even near Maine and New York and Pennsylvania as we go through the next 24 hours. Let's show that area of low pressure to you as we go to the satellite picture now. Satellite picture, and we'll show you that low as we track it off to the north and the east slowly over the next couple of hours, but then we'll quickly push it up the middle Atlantic coast and eventually watch for deteriorating conditions for most of the northeast. Again, here's the area of low pressure. The center of the low you can see right about here. You can see that dry line as it crosses over northern Florida. We had some strong storms that moved through Florida again that produced tornadoes across the central and southern peninsula. But we see the very, very cold air digging down on the back side of the low in Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia. We even have reports of a little bit of light snow over the panhandle of Florida this morning. Regional radar radar out of the area shows those heavier thunderstorms have already cleared the east coast, but back along the west coast we have a little bit of light rain near Tampa and Sarasota, but mainly this is snow. Panama City reporting light snow this morning. We have snow in Pensacola too, and then stretching up into Alabama and northern Georgia. All of this is snow. A little closer inspection shows light rain again around Tampa and Sarasota, but again snow from Tallahassee to Panama City and even around Crestview. Helbert, Florida reporting some light snow, as is Pensacola. Again, all snow here, and we've had whiteout conditions across northern Georgia, Atlanta, and even around Marietta and Rome. Had as much as 5 to 6 inches of snow in the Marietta area. Again, Chattanooga with some 13 inches. And all of this is snow in western Virginia, the state of West Virginia, into Pennsylvania, Johnstown. Visibility is down to 3/4 of a mile, so it is snowing heavily there. And then we pick up rain here around Elizabeth City and Cape Hatteras, North Carolina, with some very, very gusty winds. So bands of rain, very, very heavy throughout the area. Now we're talking about snow, heavy snow in the nation's capital, DCA here. The darker green indicating the heaviest snow as it pushes off to the north with that area of low pressure. So again, deteriorating conditions. Conditions will go downhill as we go through the next 12 hours or so. To the north of this area, though, we're talking about high pressure. So I'm trying to set the standards over northern New England. A quick look at some of the snowfall totals. Birmingham, 13 inches. Even Montgomery, Alabama, picked up as much as 4 inches. High pressure pushing off the coast. The clockwise winds around this high pressure system, the counterclockwise winds around this area of low pressure to the south means those very, very strong easterly winds hitting up to the coast. High tides, tell you what, tides will be some 4 feet above normal for much of the area. Beach erosion and coastal flood warnings have been issued from around the coast of New York, Long Island here, extending down into Virginia, North and South Carolina. All eyes will be focused on this area of low pressure, basically sticking out like a sore thumb, to say the least. Again, we'll continue to track it up the east. You get away from this area of low pressure and you run into high pressure in the nation's midsection and clear skies here. But with that in mind, we have some very, very cold air. It's only 9 degrees in Bismarck, North Dakota, and Omaha, Nebraska. Bismarck, Rapid City, South Dakota, some 13 degrees, and we even see the cold air as far south as New Orleans, where it's only 38 degrees this morning. 34 in Atlanta, but you see, it's still fairly warm in Florida with temperatures in the 60s. We'll continue to follow the low.
The reason so many people find great vacation values in Florida is because it's Florida. The reason so many Floridians find the same values on Lee Island Coast is because it's Florida's Florida. Lee Island Coast. Everything Florida is, everything Florida was. See Florida, coast to coast to coast. For a free vacationer's guide, call 1-800-533-4753, extension 7.
This report was sponsored by the Lee Island Coast and State of Florida. Call for free vacation guides.
Coming up, a look at your local radar. But first, the current local conditions. The regional forecast. Your local 36-hour forecast from the National Weather Service. Extended forecast. Coming up, more local information here on the Weather Channel. Avoid
avoid unpleasant surprises when you travel. Watch international weather, accurate weather forecast for Europe at 41 after the hour, every day on the Weather Channel.
Do you know what you need to know about managing your money? Take the Wall Street Journal Personal Finance Test and find out. Are you wasting money by buying a car rather than leasing it? Are there drawbacks to refinancing a loan at a lower rate? When can you throw away old tax returns? You'll find the answers in this free book, The Wall Street Journal Guide to Understanding Personal Finance. The guide is filled with information, from financing your new car to refinancing your home. There's even information on how to lower your taxes. It's yours free when you subscribe to The Wall Street Journal. Every business day, The Wall Street Journal gives you the news, analysis, and insights you need to make the right decisions for your business, your career, your future. Subscribe now to The Wall Street Journal. Get 13 weeks of the Journal for $37, over 20% off the newsstand price, and your free copy of the Guide to Personal Finance.
Call 800-228-1505. That's 800-228-1505.
Well, blizzard warnings are in effect all the way from Atlanta, Georgia to Burlington, Vermont on this Saturday as one of the strongest storms of the century heads up the East Coast. Details on the weekend travel forecast.
Did you know that stress and certain vitamin deficiencies can cause hair loss and that researchers are growing hair in a test tube? When you call Hair Club for Men, we'll send you this information along with Hair Club's own advances in dealing with hair loss.
I wanted something that looked very natural and also looked very natural when I was skiing and when my hair was very wet.
It made me feel old to be going thin at 24.
Hair Club's innovative techniques in dealing with hair loss will give you the confidence you've always wanted.
I did not ask to lose my hair. And for a long period of time, I thought that I would have no choice. And with Hair Club, I do have that choice.
No matter what sport or activity, your new hair will look and feel like your own.
Now that I have a full head of hair, people that haven't seen me in a while, they don't even know I had anything done. It's like totally natural to them.
So call Hair Club for Men and receive our free brochure, along with some tips that may help you keep the hair you have.
I'm not only the Hair Club president, but I'm also a client.
Coming up, a look at your local radar. But first, the 36-hour forecast from the National Weather Service. Extended forecast. Coming up, more local weather updates here on the Weather Channel. From the Weather Channel, America's primary source for weather information, the Weather Classroom, a complete unit for teaching basic meteorology, climatology, and our environment. The Weather Classroom, an 80-page, fully illustrated textbook workbook with experiments and activities to let students enjoy a hands-on, up-close experience with weather. The Weather Classroom, a regular on-air program with exciting and dramatic examples of weather in action. Find out how you can offer the Weather Classroom to your students. Contact your local cable operator right away. It's not easy knowing how to dress your kids for school every day. Will it rain? Will it storm? Will it be cool? Will it be warm? Don't despair. Dressing your kids for school can be downright elementary when you watch the school day forecast on the Weather Channel. So make it a rule to see us before you see them off.
The school day forecast, weekday mornings, 35 minutes after the hour on the Weather Channel. Weather you can always turn to.
What minivan would you choose for your loved ones? Ask the state trooper who investigated hundreds of accidents.
Well, I'm a state trooper, and I have been for 14 years, and so I'm a little more safety conscious than the average person. Chrysler minivans were the first with a driver's side airbag, first to have the integrated child seat. I love my family. I didn't want them to be in any other vehicle but the Chrysler minivan.
Chrysler has sold over 3 million minivans, more than all others combined. Safety is one of the reasons.
Chrysler Plymouth, a division of Chrysler Corporation, proudly sponsors the U.S. Men's and Women's Pro Ski Tour.
Ski Tips is sponsored by Chrysler Plymouth. In the car business, you lead, follow, or get out of the way.
You want to talk about cold? This will chill you to the bone. How do you stay warm on the slopes? You want to stay dry and leave your movements unrestricted. The key word is layering. Start with a turtleneck in cotton or acrylic. It'll keep the snow and wind off your neck. Next, a sweater. Bring along dry socks to put on before you ski. Your feet perspire, so the socks you wear to the slopes are damp by the time you get there. Wear one pair of medium thickness socks in a wool or synthetic. Top it off with a one-piece insulated suit or a parka with bib overalls. Over 50% of your body heat is lost to your head. Wear a hat. Goggles. They're more effective and safer than sunglasses. And finally, gloves with wrist guards. They'll keep the snow out if you fall. We'll talk about control another time.
Call the Weather Channel Connection, 1-900-WEATHER, before you hit the road, and you'll be prepared for any weather Old Man Winter brings.
Submitted for your approval, Tom Wirtz, a general manager with a reputation for discounting till it hurts. Kelly Wirtz, car dealer's daughter, who together with her brother Tom has taken every new Chevrolet car and truck and every new Geo at High Point and put them into the no-dicker zone. A place where every vehicle displays a no-dicker sticker showing the guaranteed lowest price. If you see your new High Point vehicle advertised for less within 10 days of your purchase, you'll be refunded the difference. The no-dicker zone at High Point Chevrolet Geo.
The Wallpack Inn is a really different kind of restaurant. Sit in the greenhouse and watch the deer feed just outside the window. The atmosphere is unbeatable, the service friendly and efficient, and the food is fabulous. And you can watch our chefs prepare your meal on an open hearth right before your eyes. You'll go away feeling good, and we know you'll return again and again. The Wallpack Inn, Wallpack Center.
Accurate and dependable forecasts you can always turn to. And when you're away from your television, the Weather Channel forecast is also available from the following.
Coming up, a look at your local radar. But first, the 36-hour forecast from the National Weather Service. Special regional information. The regional forecast. The current local radar showing any precipitation in your area. Intensity is indicated by the color code at the top of the screen.
I wish I could afford a comfortable pair of glasses. At LensCrafters, we believe everyone has the right to the best-fitting, most comfortable glasses at an affordable price.
That's why our wide selection of comfortable frames starts at under $50.
Now we have the prices you want and the perfect fit you need. I never knew LensCrafters glasses were so affordable.
LensCrafters, the right fit at the right price in about an hour.
LensCrafters. Call 1-800-522-LENS for the location near you.
It was always a great magazine, but it was sometimes a safe magazine. TV Guide's not safe anymore. We take risks. We go off and we ask people the tough questions. We get behind the scenes. Nobody else can do that because they don't have the contacts and they're not inside the industry like we are.
Call and subscribe to the new TV Guide now and get 4 issues free.
TV Guide is the authority on television. We are better than every newspaper in America because we are complete, we are accurate, we are credible.
Order now. You'll receive 41 issues billed in 4 payments of $8.89 each. And you'll receive 4 more issues free with your paid subscription. That's a total of 45 issues.
People love nuggets, little bits and pieces and gossip items. The difference with the gossip in TV Guide is that you can believe it.
So order today and get 4 issues free. Just call 1-800-257-5500.
If it's on TV, it'll be in TV Guide.
Thanks for tuning into the Weather Channel on this Saturday morning, March the 13th. We have the winter storm update for you right now. And winter storm we have along the East Coast. This is a record-setting system in terms of record low barometric pressure at Augusta, Georgia, and record snowfalls. Chattanooga, Tennessee, 13 inches in the last 24 hours. That's an all-time record. And Montgomery, Alabama sets a record with 4 inches of new snow there. Even snow down to the Gulf Coast this morning, Apalachicola, Pensacola, and now Tallahassee, seeing the cold air wrapping around the backside of the storm and producing snow and gusty winds in the Florida Panhandle. We also have rain with this system. The rains have been heavy around Augusta, over into South Carolina, and the eastern 2/3 of North Carolina and southeast Virginia is rather wet, soggy, and windy on this Saturday morning. Farther west, snow and heavy snow at times, the western North Carolina mountains, East Tennessee, and northward to about the nation's capital, and even on up towards New York City and the Hudson Valley in New York. The snows have started there, too. We have some gusty winds along the coast. Because of that, coastal flood warnings have been issued from Watch Hill, Rhode Island, all the way down to Savannah, Georgia. Snowfall totals. There's that reading from Birmingham, 13. Asheville, 13 inches. Our record-setting 13 inches at Chattanooga, Tennessee. 6 inches so far, Marietta, Georgia, northwest of Atlanta. Montgomery again 4, and New York City has had 3 inches with several more inches of the white stuff on the way. As a matter of fact, we're looking for snowfall amounts in feet rather than inches as the low tracks out of South Carolina and Georgia this morning up to about the nation's capital at late this afternoon and on into upstate New York during the nighttime hours and early on Sunday. Just to the north and west of the track of the low, a band of 1 to as much as 3 feet of snowfall, and in some isolated areas, a 4-foot snowfall is not entirely out of the question. Let's check the details out. Here's the Good Morning Forecast, which is sponsored by Shoney's Restaurants. Midday Saturday weather map shows the strong low-pressure system moving up into southeast North Carolina. Snow to the north and west of the storm, rain and a few thunderstorms along the coast. And so again, precipitation will be heavy at times. In addition to that, strong gusty winds, which may reach hurricane force along the coast, producing coastal flooding and lots of beach erosion, especially from the Carolinas to later today up to the vicinity of New York City, Long Island Sound, and the south coast of New England, too. Now, over the rest of the nation, we have quiet weather through the middle of the country, and much of the west is doing okay, although a little shower activity is possible in Northern California and the Pacific Northwest through early Sunday morning. But light precipitation amounts out here in the 1/10 to 1/4 inch range. Northern California, northwest Nevada, up into Washington, western sections of Montana. In the east, precipitation heavier right along the coast. Could be up to an inch of rain, especially Delmarva Peninsula, southeast Virginia, and the eastern 2/3 of North Carolina and eastern South Carolina this morning. In the colder air where the snow flies, there's that massive band of 2 to 4 feet of new snow from the mountains of northeast Georgia all the way through New York State and much of New England. This is the storm total expected by 7 a.m. on Sunday. Out west, just a few patches of 1 to 3 inches, Idaho, Cascades of Washington and Oregon, and the Siskiyou Range in Northern California. Southern California today will be nice and mild, 70s and 80s into Arizona too. Plateau, chilly, 30s and 40s. Cold weather for the northern plains, bitterly cold for the southeast, with 20s this afternoon, northern Alabama and northern Georgia, along with strong gusty winds. And
give me your money.
If this reminds you of the last seafood restaurant
I like to watch.
you ordered shrimp in, maybe you ought to try Shoney's.
Give me the ring. Now give me the toupee.
How's your Shoney spaghetti, Bobby?
Swell.
And how's your shrimp beer?
Just swell. How's your steak, honey?
Swell.
I signed up for 2 lessons. Swell.
Shoney's Breakfast Bar, the best breakfast in town.
Coming up, a look at your local radar. But first, the current local conditions. The regional forecast. Your local 36-hour forecast from the National Weather Service. Extended forecast. Your local radar showing it. Coming up, more local information here on the Weather Channel. Get a good start to your morning with this morning's weather. 25 and 58 minutes after every hour, between 5 a.m. and 11 a.m. Eastern, only on the Weather Channel.
And now it's time for the Michelin Drivers Report, brought to you by Michelin and your participating Michelin dealers.
And we do have snow-covered roadways even across the south, from Georgia into Mississippi. The panhandle of Florida, seen as much as an inch or two in the western parts of Florida so far this morning. So please be very, very careful. We still have reports of blizzard-like conditions in many areas. Chattanooga has picked up as much as 13 inches of snow already. The same in Birmingham, a 24-hour snowfall record total in Chattanooga, even around Marietta, just northwest of downtown Atlanta. We've had reports of 5 to 6 inches. This is our area of wintry travel extending north into New York and Pennsylvania, where blizzard warnings are in effect. Along the coast, though, anticipate the rain can be heavy at times with the possibility of strong storms. Also, beach and coastal flooding, or beach erosion and coastal flooding for the area, so we do want you to be wary of that. We also have those very gusty winds, too. Winds may exceed some 30, 40, and 50 miles an hour. Even hurricane-force winds up to some 70 miles an hour. Not out of the question. Not a good day to be traveling along the East Coast, that's for sure.
For regional Michelin drivers reports, call the Weather Channel Connection, 1-900-WEATHER.
Isn't it wonderful? A tire so special, it may last as long as you own your car. The XH4. Congratulations, it's a Michelin, backed by an 80,000-mile treadwear limited warranty. Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires.
Find Michelin tires at this dealer near you, because so much is riding on your tires.
The current local conditions. Regional conditions. Your local 36-hour forecast from the National Weather Service. Regional information. Channel forecast. The forecast for cities nationwide. The extended forecast. Your region's long-range outlook. Stay tuned for more weather coverage on the Weather Channel.